Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today, we're going to take a look at the new Warhammer community article that's gone up, talking about some of the new Stormcast Eternal models. Yesterday, we got a look at some of the brand new Cruel Boys models, and today we're going to look at a couple of the new Stormcast models, in particular the Chariot and the Knight Judicator, a couple of my favourite models from the brand new range. So we're going to go through, we're going to talk a little bit about all the rules that we're seeing in this article, and sort of talk about what they might bring to the table and what they might all do. So, without further ado, let's get cracking on. We're looking at the article. The Stormcast Eternals bring immense range and lots of grist to the tabletop with these Warscrolls. So, we get a cool picture here with a bunch of the new stuff. We can see the Vindictors, the Praetors, the Annihilators, the two cool dragons, Kratos and Karazai. We've got the Knight Relictor, the Knight Vexilla, the new archers, I forget the name of them, the new Dracoth Dragon Riders, and a bunch of other cool. We even got Castigators and a Ballista at the back there, as you can see. But first one up is the Stormstrike Chariot. So this is one of the cool new models coming out, obviously. Lots of people been excited for this one. Wow, it looks really nice in that black scheme, I will say. Really, really cool. And so the Chariot itself, this is the Warscroll for it. It's going to come in with a move of 12. It's got 12 wounds, a 3-up save, and bravery of 7. And then we're going to look at the rest of its Warscroll. So first of all, let's look at its weapons. You've got a Stormbow, which 2 attacks, 3 threes, rend 1, damage 1. Nothing too amazing on its bow, but then combat, we've got a Stormstrike Axe, 1 inch, 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend 1, damage 1. Tempesta Spear, 2 attacks, 3s, 3s, rend 2, damage 2. And the Razor Beaks and Claws for 6 attacks, 3s, 3s, rend 2, damage 1. And so we've got the count as a mount, and so a Stormstrike Chariot is driven by an Andalus Charioteers armed with one of the following weapon options. Cool. And then so we've got the Celestial Blaze rule here. So you subtract 1 from hit rolls in turns that this model charges, so pretty cool. Can charge in, be minus to hit. Not only that, but it's also got this cool ability where it rolls 2d6 when it charges, and the amount of its charge roll, it does mortal wounds on a 4-up for each one of those. So if you roll a charge roll of an 8, you roll 8 dice, and every 4-up on those 8 dice is a mortal wound to your opponent's unit. It's pretty much the Ogre charge rule. What's really cool about that, and with this Celestial Blaze, I think this one's going to do a lot of impact hits when it charges. It's going to do the most damage then, because it's going to get those mortal wounds, but it's also going to be -1 to hit. On a 3-up save, that means, a character nearby is going to make it a 2, and maybe these things will be elite and enable them to use command abilities on themselves, but even then, stick a hero near them for a 2-up save. This is going to be a really good pinning piece. This is going to be a Chariot that smashes through your opponent's lines just with these rules here. This is going to be great for hitting the side of an enemy unit and tagging them and making them have to spend a decent amount of time, because if this is on that 2-up save, 12 wounds is going to be hard to do if your opponent's not able to bring their unit to bear on top of that unit. And then, so we've got these. We've got this Driven by Vengeance rule here. So at the start of the combat phase, you can pick one friendly Celestial Vindicators unit that made a charge move that turn. Until your next hero phase, if your unmodified hit roll for an attack made with that melee weapon is a 6, it scores 2 hits instead of 1. Make a wound and save roll for each hit. I mean, this is pretty cool. Which means you're sort of going to get some nice sort of extra hits on this when you charge if you're using Celestial Vindicators. I mean, and this also just brings in, well, what are Celestial Vindicators going to do then? If they're going to be all about the units that are charging, we're going to be wanting to look at things like this Chariot or other good units that have some really cool charge rolls. So I'm thinking things like Annihilators, where they've got that cool sort of smashing impact rule when they charge, and other sort of things like that would be really fun to use with Celestial Vindicators. So this and some Annihilators could be pretty cool if those Annihilators are getting those extra sort of hits. But that, like high-powered units that got lots of attacks as well. So thinking things like the Protectors and stuff that have a lot of attacks are going to generate more 6s on them. So some cool rules there. Now we then sort of start to look at the Knight Judicator. This is my favourite model from this entire release. He's a really, really cool looking model. Now, first of all, so he's move 6, 3-up save. Nice. Hoping a lot of Stormcast heroes are on that 3-up, because that's going to make them really hard to put down. Bravery 8, 5 wounds, and then he's got his Terminus Great Bow. So 30-inch range, 2 attacks, 3's 2, rend 3, damage 3. I mean, that is solid, but I've played with a Knight Venator plenty of times, and it seems great, but you're always going to miss for that Star-Fated Arrow. Warblade, you know, pretty basic, 3 attacks, 3 threes, round 1, damage 1 in combat. Nothing too fantastic there, but I mean, he is an archer. So you got this Faithful Gryph-hounds. When he's set up on the table, you get a unit of 2 Gryph-hounds that deploy along with him, which is pretty cool. And they are deployed when he sets up. So if he is in reserve, and say the playing in the ones that come down from the sky, and he sets up on the table from Storm, you get to place 2 Gryph-hounds along with him, which is pretty cool. We've seen the new Gryph-hound abilities, so they've got a more improved ability of what they used to have. So it's going to allow him, if someone tries to drop near him, he's going to shoot them in the face with his really cool bow. Then he's got the Gaze of Sigmar ability as well, where he can sort of, once per battle, he can, in the shooting phase, instead of shooting his normal attack, he can pick one place on the battlefield within 30 inches of him, and he rolls a dice for each enemy unit. On a 4+, those units suffer D3 mortal wounds if they're within 6 inches of the point that he picks. So he's pretty solid. I mean, both these units are okay. I definitely think we've seen better stuff than both of them. I'm most interested here by the Driven by Vengeance rule from the Celestial Vindicator. Seeing what that chamber brings to the table now is pretty cool. And that looks really cool. And like I said, like Annihilators is really sweet. This thing, it's not going to play as a Chariot how you would think it would. It's going to be a great pinning piece, no doubt. And the Knight Judicator, he's going to be fun. And, you know, there'll be that game, 1 in every 3 or 4 games, he's going to take out a hero. And really do the work for you, but every other game, I think he's going to be really swingy on the table, so don't get frustrated with the Knight Judicator. He will be swingy, but there'll be games where he potentially could be game-winning for you as he takes out your opponent's general turn 1. Because, you know, he's got the 3s to hit, so like an all-out attack means he's hitting heroes on 3s, even if they got Lookout Sir, which is pretty cool. But what do you think of these new Stormcast rules? I mean, we're close to seeing the new Battle Tome now. I can't wait to start getting some Stormcast games down and out on the channel. Well, thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine community here at Cinderfall Gaming, you can do so by coming and joining our Discord, of which there is a link in the description of the video to go and join. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel in another way, you can do so either by Patreon, YouTube members, or by going and purchasing some merch on our Teespring store. You can find the links to all 3 in the description of the video, once again, to Patreon, YouTube members, and to our merch store on Teespring. But also, we'd like to give a special shout out to everyone who helps support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members. So, thank you to our patrons Christian Weir, James, Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, MJ, and Dynat226. And a special thank you as well to our YouTube members Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Steve T, The Real Zeop, Chris Wallace, Turai12, Vinny, Lock Lorick, Matt Mollin, Becca Kinski Groupie, The Johnny84, and El Mapache. Thank you as well, a special thanks especially to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel. An absolute legend of a person. And then thank you as well to the legend that is Xmorphic. He does so much amazing work in the background of our Discord server, making sure everything works and looks nice and pretty there for us all to enjoy. So that's enough said from me though. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.